Okay, a new series I'm conducting called Great Poetry, Favorite Poems of NDM Alexander, which I also have a blog of the same name. This first poem I'm starting off with is a Caribbean poem by a white Guyanese author, poet, novelist, Ian McDonald, famously known in Caribbean schools for The Hummingbird Tree, a book that is taught um, at the 11th grade level, examination level, CXC level. But this poem also appears in the book A World of Poetry for CXC, um, and it's one of the best poems around, in my opinion. So here it goes. God's Work by Ian MacDonald. Mr. Edwards, more my good friend than gardener and handyman at home, served me well for half my life. Prince they called him, born about that colonial time. I called him Mr. Edwards until the hour he died. Strong black face, handsome old man, ashy cap of curled black, short hair. Never sick a day until a day he sick. Wind by the heart, he said, but the heart was sound, too sound. It took months of agony to kill him, ripping his guts away slowly until that strong, good man was nothing. God's work, he would say, when the rain pelted down and floods rushed in the rivers and storms lashed the treetops. And God's work, now, he said, when the pain racked him, spasms crumpling his face, sweat dripping in the effort to hold back the gut contracting cry not quite escaping. Prince Edward too strong for cry, but his last day in my arms, he cried, God's work. God should play more. And of course, there's a nice ironic twist at the end where he says God should play more in accordance with the man's constant saying of God's work in everything. Even in bad things, it's God's work. The man's faith is coming out. But Ian MacDonald obviously wasn't a man of that type of faith, so he said God should play more. Meaning, God's work is probably a bit too serious for him, seeing all that happened in the world and ending up happening to this good man, his good friend, Mr. Edwards. I also want to highlight the use of calling him Mr. Edwards, the respect from the start. It's like the poem is, canceling classism. This man and his gardener working for him, but there's a respect that is shown throughout the whole poem. So that's it for my first installment in the series of favorite poems of NDM Alexander. Until next time.